Thanks for joining us, everyone, for our webinar on navigating the Wharton EMBA career journey. We're going to get started now.
Hi, this is Diane Sharp. I'm in the Philadelphia office, and I'd like to introduce my colleagues here. I have with me Dr. Dawn Graham, who's the Director of Career Services for the Philadelphia side of things, and as well as Mirelle Onokube, who will be taking your questions that we will take at the end. And I'd like to introduce back to you, Barb, so you can introduce the folks in San Francisco.
Thanks, Diane. Yes, this is Barb Kraft, Director of Admissions for Wharton San Francisco, joined here with Executive Career Director Steve Hernandez in San Francisco and Quinn Tron, our Associate Director. Feel free to post your questions throughout this webinar. We'll get to the ones we can, and those we can't, because know that we do get a high volume of questions, we will be sure to follow up with you after the session.
So hi everyone, my name is Dawn Graham. I'm the Career Director here in the Philadelphia office, and I'm excited to be joining you today to share a little bit about the mission of the MBA Executive Career Team. So I think what we strive to do is help our EMBA students to learn about the skills to manage their careers throughout a lifetime. One of the things we know about the Wharton degree is it really inspires every aspect of your professional life. So we want you to really understand how to use your strengths and how they apply to the current market. We want you to be able to build a brand that resonates with you and a target audience, and certainly cultivate the network, which is one of the biggest benefits that you get from coming to Wharton. So these are the aspects and the hallmarks of what we offer here as an executive career team. Oftentimes we get the question, how does the executive MBA career team differ from the full-time career team? So I want to address that question up front, since it usually comes up at the end. And I think the primary difference is we know our full-time students leave their jobs to be able to attend school full-time. And so the primary goal for them is to get that first job exiting the program. So the focus of the career services for that group tends to be on that next job. For our EMBAs who come in and do the program while they're working in a full-time job, you have a lot more to navigate. So you're looking to apply what you're learning right now in the moment to your current workplaces. So often we're talking to you about things going on inside your organization. Maybe you're looking for promotions or advancement opportunities. But we have more of a coaching model that not only helps you to navigate while you're in the program, but to build for life the ability to go from career to career. And some of those things include resumes, a LinkedIn profile. Certainly we do mock interviews and a lot of the tactical aspects of a career, but we also encourage you to focus on building a strong brand and engaging the Wharton network, both now while you're in the program and then throughout your lifetime. One of the hallmarks of our program is the one-on-one coaching, and in part that's because we have 240 executive students coming in each year, and as you can imagine, across both campuses we have such a diverse set of goals in these individuals. They're coming in with various timelines, they're in different levels in their careers, they're across multiple industries and functions. So the one-on-one coaching is one of the things that we offer unlimited to our current students. And the reason for that is because we know that each one of you has your own plan and strategy that you want to build and develop. So what we do is we take a lot of the programming that my colleague Steve's going to talk about in a few minutes, and we put that into an action plan to help you execute it, no matter what your goal is, no matter what your timeline is. So one of the things we also have that I wanted to mention before we get off this, in addition to unlimited career coaching, the program also offers 6 sessions of leadership coaching with an executive coach. And this is a really cool feature because you get to do a 360 and then you have an executive coach come in and help you apply that information to what's going on real time in the workplace. So I think that's one of the benefits of being an executive MBA, is that you get to apply this information right now, right here, where you are. So I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Steve to talk a little bit more about the specifics of how we deliver on this mission.
Thank you, Dawn. This is Steve Hernandez. I'm the career director for Wharton San Francisco. And so talking, leveraging what Dawn just discussed, our delivery happens in 3 major places. The foundation is, of course, one-on-one coaching. And I would say that's what we emphasize the most. And that's that one-on-one, high touch, high level of attention to each student, I think, is vital and what separates us from traditional MBA programs. And I frankly, I think Dawn and I, with our years of experience, can help our students execute at a very high level. Also, along with the one-on-one coaching, we have a series of workshops, group work, and panels. And then third, we have online resources, which I'm going to get into in just a moment. But the point I'm trying to make is that everything here is delivered in groups of 3. So if some students don't have the opportunity to meet with us as much as they would like, they have the opportunity to attend workshops. If some students don't have the opportunity to attend some of our workshops, there's always the one-on-one coaching and small groups, and then the online resources. So it's repeated, and there's different methods in which students can get support. Now, when it comes to talking about our tools, we have the traditional tools that one would think, a lot of stuff around resumes and interviewing and job search support. But what I believe, and what I think Dawn and I both believe, is what sets us apart is how we emphasize strategy, and how we, talking about our mission and that Dawn just mentioned, it's very important that our students leave here with a long-term career strategy. So we spend a lot of time on that, especially in the beginning. And how is that executed? That's executed through assessment, both formal assessment, informal assessment. That's executed through helping students identify, discover their brand, market their brand, their personal brand in the marketplace. It's helping students navigate our network and connect more effectively as leaders. So effectively help them with networking strategy. And then we spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. Also, we have a lot of different types of research tools, enabling students to research career functions and different industries, and then when putting it all together in an action plan to help them build out a strategy. So we can maybe move to the next slide. So so part 2 of how this gets executed, we talk about the one-on-one coaching. We also have various workshops that students are able to participate in throughout their time here. Some of our top marquee workshops are what we call career days. And so this is where Dawn and I actually have dedicated academic days, so full academic days of programming. We have Career Day 1 and Career Day 2. Career Day 1, it happens in the fall of the student's first year. And that's probably more focused on assessment. That's where we try to create a strategic foundation for the student where they can learn more about themselves, identify their skills, identify their interests, and then start putting a strategy together on how they're going to execute on that. And we also, sort of end the day with industry and career function panels with our alumni. Career Day 2 happens about halfway through the program, and by then we're kind of hoping our students have a pretty good sense of the direction they're going to go. So that day of programming is focused on helping students put together an implementation plan for their career goals. So that's going to be more job search oriented. That's where we'll do advanced resume writing. We'll do executive job search strategy. We'll do interview logic, advanced interviewing skills. And that usually bleeds into some of the small group work that we do. So we have a program called Job Search Action Groups. So once students identify their job search target, we work in small, high impact groups to help them identify, fulfill those targets. We also do mock interview sessions where we'll meet in small groups and we'll do peer review for those sessions. One of the big events that we put together in the spring of the first year is called Career Conversations, and that's where we match students up. So once we work with students on the front end to help them identify their areas of career interest and where they want to explore. And then once that's been identified, then we help match them more formally with alumni that represent those areas. So that could be, investing, that could be finance, that could be strategy, that could be product management. And we put together a large scale event where students are able to sort of kick off or sort of, create more momentum in their networking process by bringing alumni to campus. So all in all, you break it down, we have one-on-one coaching where these tools and strategies are executed. We have workshops, small groups, alumni panels where all this can come together. And then I'll talk about the third piece in just a moment. If you get to the next slide. And that is our online resources. So again, as I said earlier, if students aren't able to have as many one-on-ones as they would like, if they're not able to do as many workshops as they would like, there's always 24/7 resources available through our various platforms. So our core platform is the career website where one can go and again, hey, I want to write a cover letter. There's cover letter resources that you can look at. Hey, I want to redo my LinkedIn profile. There's videos, there's slide decks, a lot of information on how to do that. That they can access at any time. We also have another platform called Wharton Executives Network, and that's sort of part 2 of the Career Conversations event that I just spoke about, and that's where alumni have signed up to be advisors, to be formal advisors, and or in some cases build long-term mentoring relationships with a lot of our students. And it's a matching algorithm where students will set up a profile, set up an account, indicate their areas of interest, and the system will then match them up with alumni who have that background, and then students can then reach out and establish relationships with them. We also, along with that, we have the global Wharton alumni network called QuakerNet, where that is more of a standard global alumni database where you can research profiles, access alumni contact information. And again, that can help jumpstart your networking process. And then finally, we have a platform called Career Path, and this is something we share with the full-time MBAs, and where our students can access the global Wharton job board. But also, it's a great place for our Wharton partners, our alumni contacts that are partnering with us on job postings and are partnering with us in on-campus recruiting and things like that, where you can get contact information and do some company research for Wharton contacts. So that's a summary of our online resources. So just to recap, there's the one-on-one coaching, there's the workshops, there's the group work, there's the panels, there's the 24/7 online resources. By coming here, you're not going to miss out. If you're interested in participating in career stuff, it's going to be available for you.
One of the things that I think is the greatest benefit at Wharton is building a network. I think coming to an MBA, there's a lot of things you're going to learn in the classroom, but building your network is going to be what sustains your career for a lifetime. And Wharton boasts over 95,000 alumni around the globe. So what we tell our students is it's pretty challenging to find a company where you don't have a Wharton person associated, or you can't find a connection into that company. And I think, as we know, networking is the top way to find jobs, especially competitive, interesting, high-paid jobs. And so that's one of the things that our students really get out of this program, is recognizing that they don't only have access to that network as a student, but for a lifetime. So we have, as Steve mentioned, an alumni database, which you can access as soon as you become matriculated, and then you have access to that database for life. We also have a number of affinity clubs, industry clubs. We have associations around the globe and events where you can meet different alumni. So we facilitate a lot of these events. The school itself facilitates a lot of these events, and we certainly encourage you to not only meet your colleagues in your home campus, but we also do things where you get to meet your colleagues across campus. So if you're in San Francisco, you come to the Philadelphia campus, and vice versa, which broadens your network even further. So that's one of the things that we really strive as a career team and as a program to facilitate while you're here. And that actually is a benefit that continues on once you become an alumni. So I want to talk a little bit about lifelong learning as a final slide, because I think this is one of the things that makes Wharton so unique. A lot of programs do have, some resources available to alumni once they graduate, but I think the services that we offer here are pretty stellar. So in addition to having access to the alumni database for life, you continue to have access to 24/7 online career resources, as Steve was just mentioning, which include webinars and other types of templates and things you might need at different stages in your career. You also have the opportunity to continue to participate in career coaching sessions as an alumni. So if you decide 5 years, 10 years out that you're looking to make a change, you'll have access to that. We also offer lifelong learning courses, global forums, there's admissions events, there's global clubs. So pretty much, you can go to an event every week if you'd like after you graduate, because there's always something going on. There's also, if you're interested in, for example, as an alumni board of directors or some kind of opportunity like that, we have our board of directors book, which is relatively new, and a lot of our students find that they're interested in taking on either paid or volunteer type board positions. So it's a pretty wide array of different resources. I was presenting at the New York City Alumni Club, Wharton Club, on Tuesday night, and they have a motto that I really like that I wanted to share on this webinar, which is Wharton is from graduation to grave. And I love that, because if you want, you can continue to be a part of this community for your entire professional career and beyond, and not only as somebody who attends these things, but also gives back. So we have a lot of ways that we get alumni involved to help with current students. So with that, I want to see if there are any questions that have come in.
Okay, so yes, we've got a few questions. The first one is, what type of career resources are available for EMBA alumni who are looking for a career change?
Yep, so I'll take that. So I can just expand on the alumni services a little bit more. So when you become an alumni of the program, you continue to get access to the Wharton Alumni Network, which is our database of all Wharton graduates, and that includes over 95,000 graduates. You also have an opportunity to have lifelong access to our job board, which is something that will continue. We have ongoing coaching support, which is you can have a couple of sessions a year if that's something that interests you, and we have coaches all over, so if you wanted to do in-person coaching. And then a website, as well as a number of ways for you to connect through your local clubs. So for example, I was just doing a training up in the New York City club earlier this week. There's a lot of career programming, there's a lot of industry programming, so you can really be as involved as you like as an alumni. And I think, again, that's one of the hallmarks of this program, is that not only do you have these opportunities to be involved, but people are going to be actively reaching out to you to be involved. So they're going to be encouraging you to come to these events, to participate in these events. So if you kind of tend to drift away a little bit, we're going to be reeling you back in.
Great. Okay, another question. How big of a career change could a student expect to be able to make with an executive MBA?
Do you want me to grab that one, Dawn?
Great.
So I don't know that there's a standard for anyone. There's not one size fits all. I can just say that the majority of our students are looking for a change. That change can be executed in many different ways. And often that change could be a promotion in their company. That could mean a functional career change. That could also mean changing industry, or that can mean starting a venture in entrepreneurship. So, and we support all four of those areas. So it's difficult to say what an individual can expect. I think what a reasonable answer to that question is, it really depends on the investments the students make up front. And again, Dawn and I do very well at partnering with students to establish that strategy. And so I would say most of our students leave here feeling pretty good about either making the switch that they're looking for, or feel like they're on track to make that switch that they're looking for, and that may happen at a later time. So I hate not giving. I don't mean to not give a concrete answer, but I think the answer is, it's what the investment looks like and I would say the majority of students who put the time and investment into their target are usually pretty pleased with the results.
Okay, another question. Do these programming aspects happen in person or offline?
So I can take that, Steve. So we do a variety of programs while you are here in residence on campus. So we work very hard to get on the schedule, either during your breakfast, during lunch, after hours, because one of the things we hear from students is that they really like to maximize their time here, and we like to engage in that way. We also do webinars, as Steve mentioned. We have online resources where we have programming that you can watch on your own. If you know, for example, some of our students have new babies, so they find that 2 a.m. during feeding time is the best time to catch up on some of the webinars that we offer. And I think that's the benefit that we try and provide, is we want to have as much face time with you while you're here, but since you only are on campus twice a month, 2 weekends a month, then there's obviously going to be times where we need to extend that programming outside of those timelines.
All right, another question. Does the Wharton EMBA excel at placing students in any particular discipline?
So
Go ahead.
Okay, I can take that. I mean, one of the things I want to point out about that question, I think the word placement is something I wanted to address, because one of the things about our mission is that we are very much a coaching model versus a placement model, because we know that everybody is coming to the program with a full-time job and full-time responsibilities, and the sponsorship backing, whether financial or time only, of an organization, we do not put together something that has the end goal of placement, but we put together something that has the rather ongoing goal of learning how to manage a career, learning how to build networks, learning how to brand yourself, so that perhaps you're looking to change soon after graduation, or perhaps you're looking for a change 5 years down the road. But what we want to do is we want to teach you how to do that, and we want to help you build a strategy around creating that so that you have the ability to continue to do that on an ongoing basis. Because what we know is that most people are going to have multiple jobs throughout their lives. The average people stay in a job these days is 4 to 5 years. So in that case, we want you to know not only where you're going to go next, but we want you to be able to get to the next place and the next place.
All right, another question. At what point during the course of the WEMBA program can you begin to take advantage of career coaching and mentoring?
Sure. So the official coaching and programming starts at the beginning of term 2. Dawn and I certainly make ourselves available and deliver orientation workshops right from the beginning, so you know what to expect and you get a sense of the strategy and what's going to be coming up over the next 2 years that you're in the program. But official one-on-one coaching and official programming starts at the beginning of term 2.
All right, awesome. Are the courses available online for alumni to continue their goals of lifelong learning?
So there are a variety of resources that they offer through lifelong learning. They're always adding to them and modifying them based on what alumni would like to do. There certainly are students who come back to audit classes and or to take executive education classes, but there are a variety of online videos related to career. I can't speak to the actual academic courses, because that part I don't know, but they definitely do have a lot of online career webinars and also online career videos that you can access.
Great. So we're actually going to be wrapping it up now. This is Diane Sharp, but I do want to encourage you to stay in touch along the way. If we didn't get to your question, it's simply because we're getting a lot of them, and some of them might be repetitive, but rest assured that we're going to get to you and answer you offline. We can stay live for another minute or two to let you post some more questions after we end. Also, after the webinar ends, you'll see a survey that will pop up where you can give us feedback on this session and give us ideas for future topics. Please participate in those. And on behalf of Barb and myself, we wanted to encourage you to come visit us at our in-person events that we're still hosting throughout the fall. You'll see those on our website. And I would like to thank Dawn and Steve for taking the time out to share their expertise with everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.